Previously on Power Reviews.
I still can't believe you told him he could live here. Maybe you should worry a little bit less about whether or not I'm real, and a little bit more about yourself.
Kay!
What do you mean, disappeared? Where did I go?
We need to talk.
They took Mayo!
You're about to walk directly into the heart of alphabet soup.
Commencing lead protocol. Commencing lead protocol.
You know, I always imagined that if a girl was to scream and run away from me, it would be because I kissed her out of the blue, not vice versa. Is that me?
The laser optic lineation cerebral array transceiver utilizes advanced imaging matrices. Remember. Look inside that head of yours.
Who am I?
It's coming down the hall.
Wake me up! I'm watching a TV show inside my head right now, so I can talk to machines.
The most accurate term would be a synth-organic biomechanoid.
What was that?
The doorbell. I told you I was installing it with a taser.
Die! Help me get him inside before anyone notices.
I can't!
And now, Database Rangers Power Review. Greetings, Ranger fans, and welcome to my hostage situation. I can't keep carrying people around like this. Must be wreaking havoc on my lower lumbar. Are you okay?
I can't go outside.
I'm sorry, Kay.
It must be some sort of quantum phenomenon. A probability wave function?
Kay?
Generated by a propagation device.
Kay, I need you to listen to me.
A tether.
Kay!
What?
I need you to listen to me. We have an alphabet soup agent passed out on our couch right now, and I'm willing to bet that more are on their way soon. And it looks like running isn't really an option.
No, I suppose it isn't.
So we need to be prepared to hunker down here. Now, I'm going to go get Mayo and see if I can convince her to join us, provided that she's not still freaked out over the whole glowy eye thing.
What do you want me to do?
Find something to restrain him with. I don't know how long he's going to be out for, but I've got plenty of questions for him when he wakes up.
Do you really think he'll talk?
I've got some ideas.
All right.
Thanks.
Don't forget this. We may be requiring some discreet communication today.
Good thinking. Mayo? Mayo, please, it's really important. Kay, can you patch me through to Mayo's phone?
Yes. Connecting now. Mail phone, leave a message.
Hi, Mayo, it's Database. Please, just listen. Those agent guys are coming back. I don't know when, I don't know how many, but I think we'll be safest if we stick together. I know that I freaked you out before, but you don't have to worry about that. I'm going to find a way to make sense of all this. Please, just call me back when you get this. And be safe. Oh, and don't ring the doorbell. It's broken. She's not answering. How are things on your end?
Everything's ready here.
How's our security?
Coming along nicely. I'm almost ready to implement the countermeasures I developed during our guest's first stay.
Perfect. Keep up the good work and keep yourself hidden. This is where things get dicey. Greetings, Ranger fans! And welcome to Power Reviews! Now, I'm sure that many of you remember my old roommate and one-time guest co-host, Guy. But for all our new viewers, why don't you reintroduce yourself?
Because I don't want to.
Now, Guy is part of a super secret organization known as Alphabet Soup. That's right, the same one that many of you remember from Power Rangers RPM. Now you may be asking yourself, how is that possible? Well, that's what we're here to find out. But first, let's take a look at episode 15 of Power Rangers Megaforce.
Really?
The human factor. We start off with the teens all hanging out in the park, with the guys playing soccer as Emma reflects on how they've all grown into a family.
You've always been like sister to me.
Yeah, sure, sisters. We'll go with that. While Gia nabs some frozen treats from the nearby ice cream truck, Emma imagines what the world must have been like before humanity came along, in a surprisingly lovely little sequence that apparently includes extra mountains for some reason.
Weird.
Deep underwater, we find Vrock in his brand new lab, which I assume is what he was working on while Bloofer and Biggs were messing around with the Aurora box.
Who?
Don't worry, they didn't end up being that important anyway. Realizing that neither the insectoids nor the mutants have been up to the job of defeating the Rangers, the alien prince has begun work on a brand new robot army, starting with his latest creation, Metal Alice.
Their secretary?
I think they prefer the term executive assistant.
How progressive.
In turn, Alice has developed a brand new robotic monster, Rotox, which must really have cost her an arm and a leg. But thanks to their financial installment plan, she doesn't have to lose the arm until after the first 30 days. Fortunately for her, though, Metal Alice heals up quick, and takes a moment to bask in Vrock's praise before unleashing Rotox on the unsuspecting city. Meanwhile, it looks like Gia has gotten over being camera shy over her lovely smile, and enjoys a quick little photo shoot with Emma, snagging Jake to be their cameraman before he snags himself on the inside of a trash can.
It is.
Says the guy who got himself fried by a doorbell. Tensu calls him away, and for a moment it looks like Jake will be left behind, until Gia tosses the shippers a bone and helps him out. At the warehouse district, the Rangers are surprised by their new robotic opponent, who quickly knocks them out with a Sonic the Hedgehog spin attack. Robo Knight joins the party next, and in a moment of hesitation over seeing a fellow bot, gets blasted over and then under a nearby car. Ouch! Rotox then chains the Rangers up and whips them about.
That sounded terrible.
But luckily, thanks to Jake and Gia's weapons and some fancy footwork, the Rangers are able to free themselves while Robo Knight is busy powerlifting. Cue the motivational speeches in Ultra modes, and before long, Rotox is reduced to scrap metal.
Fighting that robot was different than dealing with monsters.
The changing of tactics has got to mean something, but what?
It means they're changing their tactics.
Surprisingly, Robo Knight is the first one to pick up on the new strategy. Turns out this battle was only a test run, since unlike the insectoids and mutants, robots can be repaired and upgraded. Well, the mechanical ones at least.
What?
Never mind. At the brain freeze, Troy, Noah, and Jake express their concerns over Robo Knight's moment of hesitation, worried that he may go Benedict Bot. Soon after, Metal Alice finishes her rebuild, and accompanies her creation out onto the battlefield, forcing Tensu to once again interrupt the Rangers before they can finish up their tasty frozen treats.
Is that all they ever eat?
That's a good point. An all-froyo diet can't be very good for you. All non-fat Sundays aside, the Rangers morph and head on down to the Civic Center, where Metal Alice reintroduces them to their previously defeated foe.
This is Rotox DX.
I know, before long we'll be getting Rotox XL, Rotox SP, and Malibu Rotox with Kung Fu Grip. They tried to take them out with the Megaforce Blaster Dynamic Victory Charge, but the bigger, badder bot just bats aside the blast. I feel like they've been really overestimating how well that thing still works. As the Rangers get smacked around by Rotox XYZ, Robo Knight arrives and comes face to face with Metal Alice, who tries to convince the Gearbox Guardian of the Earth that he would be much better off siding with his own kind, rather than the humans.
Who created all this pollution you see around you? It was the humans.
Yeah, they seem to really be on an environmentalism kick this season. True. Their point made, the bots knock the Rangers off their feet and pop away to cause more trouble, while Robo Knight sachets off to consider his new employment options.
Need to process.
So with the Chrome Crusader stuck defragmenting his hard drive, Alice finds a new rabbit hole to act as a staging ground for their enslavement of humanity. The Megaforce Rangers aren't far behind though, this time taking the proactive strategy of actually activating their ultra powers before facing off against the superpowered robots. Since we all know that superpowers are totally stronger than ultra powers.
What?
Not willing to let Rotox MD have all the fun, Metal Alice joins the fight as well, whipping out her iPad Sword Edition. Wow, Siri's been getting aggressive lately. After a bit of the old hack, slash, and blast, the Rangers are brought back down to Mega. But Robo Knight has resolved his cybernetic crisis of conscience just in time to chime in.
Humans are part of the Earth too. They belong here, and the good they do far outweighs the bad.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that third point is definitely debatable. So, thanks to being the only character to actually develop this season, Robo Knight has learned to include humans within his mission to protect the Earth, inspiring the Megaforce Rangers to activate Ultra Mode for a third time in a row, and unite their powers together to defeat Rotox DSL with an Ultra Knight dynamic. This cues Metal Alice to step out and Vrock to step up.
Zombos! Enlarge!
Wait, what did he just call them?
Zombos!
Zombots?
Zombos!
Zombos.
Zombos!
Oh, Zombolts. The Rangers summon the command chip and activate the Gosei Ultimate Megazord to fight alongside Robo Knight's Gosei Grand, and finally finish off Rotox Double XL once and for all.
Finally.
The battle won, the Rangers meet back up with Robo Knight on his rooftop home to thank him for sticking it out with them.
You've truly become the Sixth Ranger.
Oy vey, it's statements like this that make people think that the Blue Centurion was actually the 6th Turbo Ranger. Emma takes this moment to express how proud she is of all they've accomplished together, especially in light of her previous worries over humanity's impact on the planet.
Do not be too hard on yourself, Pink Ranger. After all, you are only human.
Did he just make a joke?
No, he did not.
And that's the end of the episode. So, what did you think of it?
Well, actually, it wasn't that bad. Fell nicely into the 3-act structure. First, establishing threat, then presenting rising conflict as loyalties are brought into question, and finally coming to a head with the reaffirmation of their mission statement, coinciding with the climactic battle. Early presentation of their characters engaging in casual activity gave context and contrast for later challenges and difficulties, and goals of the newly introduced villains were clearly stated, and given enough moral ambiguity to maintain interest throughout.
But, you didn't enjoy it or anything, right? I mean, Robo Knight's internal conflict was resolved pretty easily, and that whole argument about the inherent good of humanity was pretty ham-handed, especially considering that Metal Alice was making a fairly sound argument. You know, apart from the whole enslaving the human race thing.
Well, not exactly something I would watch if I wasn't bound and gagged. But, overall, despite some rushed elements and confused and clunky moral, the story was fairly layered and well-structured, with competent introduction of new characters and minor turning points for those already established.
That's what I was afraid of. This interrogation really isn't going as planned. I think we need to start over.
How about we start with you untying me?
Oh, there's no way that's happening.
Why not?
Because last time we met, you tried to punch me in the face.
You actually kicked me in the face.
Well, I wasn't exactly myself at the time.
Well, who were you then?
Yeah, the jury's still out on that one. Wait, no, I'm the one asking the questions here.
Could have fooled me.
Hey, shut up! I mean, don't shut up. You're going to tell me everything that you know, Guy, if that is your real name, which I bet it isn't, in which case let's start there. What's your real name?
Agent. Why?
Because I asked.
What?
So your name is Agent.
Why?
Hey, I'm the one asking the questions around here.
Really?
What?
Are we really doing this?
Of course we are. Doing what?
Are we really doing an Abbott and Costello bit?
Of course we are not. You know Abbott and Costello?
Two of the greatest comedians ever to walk this earth.
Huh. Never figured you for a fan of the classics.
I'm a traditionalist.
Fair enough. What were we talking about again?
My name, which is Agent Y. Y, the letter, not the word, in case you were wondering.
Ah! Okay then. You are oddly talkative today.
I told you before that we needed to talk.
Before?
Before you kicked me in the face.
You're not letting this go, are you? Alright, you want to talk? Let's talk. Starting with why you kidnapped Mayo.
I had nothing to do with that.
I saw your car.
It wasn't my car.
It was a Prius.
We all drive Priuses.
Really?
Good mileage.
Fair enough. Why did they take her then?
Because you kicked me in the face.
Really?
It's the truth. I'd been convincing them to hold off until you came along, spooked them all, and knocked out the only person who could have talked them out of it.
You seem to be skipping over the part where you tried to knock me out first.
I was trying to protect you.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Why do you think I wouldn't let them trank you on the spot?
Well, Because you really wanted to punch me in the face?
It was the only way that I could get close enough to you to coordinate a plan to get you out of there and keep Mayo from getting involved.
Yeah, because you obviously care so much.
She is key to whatever they're planning.
You keep saying they. Last I checked, you were one of them.
Well, check again. I'm on your side.
Really?
Don't believe me? Take a look in my jacket pocket. Who do you think initiated the bleach protocol?
This doesn't prove anything. For all I know, this could be one big trick.
It's not. Trust me.
Why should I? You've never given me any reason to. We're not friends, Guy. We never have been. I mean, I tried, and I think you did too in your own way, but there's no trust here. And there's not going to be unless you can convince me, unequivocally and without a shred of doubt, that you are not their man. And I don't see that happening. Listen, I don't think this is going to...
1, 2, red and blue.
1, 2, red and blue. Shh! It's a secret.
What did you say?
1, 2, red and blue.
3, 4, and then one more.
5 will come and 5 will stay.
6 will come on the darkest day.
Database, what's happening? What are you two talking about?
He's from Hexagon.